Good morning, one and all. Today my tech talk topic is honeycombs, which is related for the techniques of internal. Basically, what are honeycombs? We come across that honeycombs are the hollow space and cavities left in the consecrated mass on surface or inside the concrete mass, which is caused by the water not filling the space between the quartz agreement particles. It means that honeycombs are the tiny little particles, and there are three types of honeycombs. They are small size honeycombs, moderate size honeycombs, large size honeycombs. It means that small size honeycombs are depth is less than the 25 millimeters, and whereas moderate size honeycombs are deeper than the 25 but steel bars have not exposed. Large size honeycombs are deeper than the 25 and the bars have come out. Those are the types of the honeycombs. Where can we find the honeycombs? It means that honeycombs which are on side and the bottom are visible to naked eyes and can be detected by setting its removed. Honeycombs which are inside mass and consecrated can only detect by the advanced technique like ultrasonic testing and walls. Those are the places the honeycombs are appear. Walls, footing, column and beams and slabs. And effect of honeycombs, there are those are the effects. It means that water and air enters inside and create, and maybe it leads to the damage, and finally it will collapse. Rusting and corrosion of reinforcement, reduce durability and less structural strength, and reduces the local bearing capacity. And causes for honeycombs, it means that poor workability, poor graded of aggregate, great leak, movement of framework, improper completion, improper cover and placement, and improper patchwork. This leads to the poor workability. Slump test can be used to find the workability of concrete. If the slump is less than workability is less, workability might be less because low water content, fine cement particles, high temperature, ratio of finite to coarse aggregate being low, and improper competition. The purpose of competition concrete by the vibration is the elimination of entrapped air and the forcing the particles into a closer configuration that will definitely build the more strength. Over vibrating would make the concrete segregated, while under vibrated concrete would have honeycombs in it. Poor concrete communication occurs due to ineffectiveness of vibration or rebar conjugation, whereas improper covering and placement of rebar. Rebar conjugation, if rebar is placed too closely together or too close to framework, it will trap the largest pieces of aggregate while the mortar and the mixture may not passes through and interference with concrete flow and vibration. Insufficient cover, while when number of cover blocks to rebar is less and the size of the cover blocks is not sufficient, then the honeycombs may occur. And the moment of the formwork and grout leak. When joints of framework are loose, there can be leakage of grout. Those joints honeycombs occurs. Increased water content also results in bleeding. Hence, increasing water content can also means that cement slurry will escape through the joints of a framework. Therefore, the cement mixing with the brick and the other components should be there very perfect, so that we can and poor grading of aggregate. Presence of more percentage of bigger size of aggregate in concrete also prevent concrete to fill narrow space between the reinforcement rods. Wide often occurring because aggregate is too large to pass through a confidential area of reinforcements. can able to observe the figure in which second figure is those like the honeycombs can be formed, and practice to minimize the honeycombs in the concrete. Use a mixture that the appropriate workability for the situation in which it is to be placed. Ensure the mix has sufficient fines to find the voids between the course and aggregate. Use proper method of compacting and ensure the concrete is fully complicated. Use proper methods of placing concrete. Avoid segregation. Avoid lace. Pour by layers. Insert vertically. Vibrate by layers. Vibration the whole depth of the layer. And insert often intervals. Proper covering block thickness should be maintained for a particular concrete structures. Example: walls, columns, staircases 25 mm, slabs 40 mm, beams 50 mm, pile caps 75 mm. Sufficient cover blocks should be provided. Rebar conjugations can be minimized by having large rebar or by increasing the sectional dimensions of elements where possible. Ensure the reinforcement layout and the section shape will permit the concrete to flow around the reinforcement and the complete fill the forms. Practice to minimize the honeycombing in concrete. Check that the formwork is rigid and well braced. The joints are watertight and any penetration through the framework. Example: form threads are properly sealed, provided enough supports to formwork. Defensive formwork and accessories should be replaced or repaired to prevent the great leakage during the concrete. And repairing on honeycombs for small and moderate honeycombs. Hack and remove the loose particles in order to appear a sound surface. Surface is cleaned by water jet to obtain the dust and free surface. Construction grade out is applied. Texture and curve should be then matched for the artistic. Curving is done. For large honeycombs, hack and remove the weak concrete to expose the sound concrete surface. To keep clearance around the reinforcement, 12 mm thick concrete layer is removed. By using water jet, surface is cleaned. Barric emulsion is used as a bonding agent. Over the wet surface, barric emulsion is applied, and before drying, cement mortar is applied. After mortar has set sufficient, final surface is prepared by roller. Texture and color is matched for assistant finishing. Again, growing is done. Thank you for so much.